Hello. Today, I thought we'd do something kind of fun that we've never done before. We're gonna have a bit of like a Bob Ross moment. We're gonna make a Doom 2 map. And we're gonna make it Boom compatible, because Boom is like the gentleman's Doom level making format. UMDF is the what would you call it? The zoomer format. But Boom is like the kind of the good compromise. So the way that I learned is that you make levels is you start by making a bunch of kind of basic shapes. So we can make a shape here, and we can make it kind of like look like this. This room is quite large, so this will be like a big like kind of plaza room. And then we can make a bunch of branch rooms that are smaller. If you're wondering, I have never made what I would deem to be like a good level. I did make a 6-map WOD in 2020, and another one after that, but both of them weren't really complete. So this hopefully will be my first really good level. And we're gonna make it together. We need to make some like interesting shapes. So, actually, hang on. We're gonna delete this one, and we're gonna make a kind of more cool looking shape. So we're gonna make it kind of like a triangle type thing, like this. You see? It looks kind of like the Trioptimum logo from System Shock a little bit. The hard bit about making levels is like figuring out what a good shape is. I think a good shape goes a long way into making a good level, but I've never really made like a good starting shape, I don't think. It's deceptively hard, you know, like most, I guess, from maps that I've played, it looks like a lot of people think that making Doom maps is like easy because it's an old game, but like making a good map is really hard because it's more than just like, oh, put a bunch of monsters in and then put a bunch of weapons and ammo in and then just go crazy. It's like kind of, you need to make kind of a, not a story, but like an adventure, like some kind of thing that shows you're moving in the world, you know, like you're making some kind of arbitrary progress. So we're gonna have a door here. This is gonna be our starting room. So this is the classic starting room door here. I can never remember how tall it's supposed to be. How tall's the texture? 72 map units high. So that's right. This is what the door's supposed to look like. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Then we're gonna do this. Unpeg the top texture so it goes like that. Then we need to. I think one thing that I like seeing is this. 32. Boom. This is a classic. You see that? That is a classic starting room kind of formula. That's really, really fun to see. We're gonna make a basic map. We might make a few videos like this where I'm making maps. But we're gonna start with a basic map. So I think, actually, making huge maps like this is a mistake for a first one. So we're going to move everything closer. I think that we should have a plaza in the middle that opens into, what would you call it? Like, it should be like an open plaza. You know, like in Harry Potter, there's a plaza area that is kind of like outdoors. So we should make it kind of, not this shape, but something similar like this. It shouldn't be too circular. All good plazas are kind of square or rectangular in nature. Actually, I do want to make it rectangular, so we're gonna make it 1024. Yeah, just a bit as a treat. Then you kind of add this bit. It's it's 2 blocks. So there, now we've got like a kind of a, what would you call it? Like a outer catwalk area. And we can make it kind of go down like that. See, it's too big right now. Like, I think the map scale in general is a bit too much, so I'm gonna size everything down a little bit. I want to make kind of a, not cozy, but a smaller map space, so that it's not like, I don't want this project to kind of get away from me, if you know what I mean. Actually, that's a bit too repeaty, isn't it, as a texture? We want something more like, yeah, like one of these, like maybe comp tool, or oh no, I've got a really good one. If I go to base and then it should be one of the, I want something kind of computery. Yeah, like comp blue, maybe. Yeah, like something like this is a bit better. Yeah, it's really easy to make your rooms kind of rectangular, and that's something you don't want to end up getting stuck in, is your rooms being a bit too kind of what do you call it, bunkery. Everything's got like right angles and stuff. It looks a bit too much up Wolfenstein, I guess. So this is something that I get kind of hung up on, which is a problem, is that I end up getting hung up on details and stuff. So I think we're gonna just try and branch out a bit like this, and then we're gonna make the room smaller, actually. Like, yeah, that's good. And then we can make it a bit narrower, actually, because what you want is you want the player to be able to see these computer banks as soon as they load in. It's important whenever you make a starting room, you never want it to be too much of like something to explore. You just want the kind of a basic room that keeps you safe from enemies. I hate levels in Doom games where as soon as you spawn in, you're under attack. So I like making these kind of peaceful zones where you know you're safe until you open that door, so you can kind of have time to get ready. Here's a good, right, if you make Doom maps as well, here's a really fucking awesome trick, right? You're gonna love this. If you make an outline of a sector and then add a texture to it. Wait, watch this. We need maybe the, actually, we'll do you know what? We'll put the ceiling texture on that. And then we'll give this maybe the floor texture equivalent. And then look, it kind of gives it a bit of a dimension, if you know what I mean. But we don't want that brown ceiling. I don't think so. This is a lot of the tricky stuff of making levels, is like, you only have so much to work with in terms of textures, so actually kind of making something that looks good is really hard, because you know you haven't been given a lot to work with. Yeah, this will do. This is kind of a cute starting room, isn't it? Yeah, I like the shape of it. It looks kind of cool on the yeah, it does look kind of cool on the auto map. Okay, yeah, we can work with this. We can definitely work with this. All right. I don't really want it to lead right into the plaza though. Maybe we should shrink the plaza down a bit. Like the actual, like, we'll make this all one room, but the plaza bit is like an extension of it. So see, this is one of my favorite ways of downsizing a room, is you make obstacles, right? So if we took this and then did this, a little bit of this as a tree, and then did this, and then we delete these. Now we've got kind of a bit of a funnel, kind of a, what do you call it, a bottleneck. See, this is how you make like a, not like, I'm not saying this is like a good room, but like this is how you make kind of interesting space out of nothing, is if you don't have a good flowing room that's interesting, you can kind of fudge it by doing this. Or if you've got a room that's too big, is a really common one. So what I want is maybe a bit of, well, actually I think I want this room to be symmetrical. You do have to be careful with making symmetrical rooms, because if it's too symmetrical, it's really easy to get lost in. An important aspect of level design is to make sure that your rooms aren't too symmetrical. If you've ever played a Doom level, and think about the ones that are the easiest to get lost in. It's usually the most symmetrical levels. Where's sky 1? And then because it's sky, turn the brightness up. Okay, look at this, right? Now we've got kind of an interesting space now. There is going to be a door here, so you open the door, and then there's going to be some bad guys. You go pam, 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 like that. And now you've got this big plaza area. And we can put a bunch of bad guys here, we can put a bunch of decorations. Maybe the shotgun can go here, and we can make a little garden type thing to make this look more interesting. But for now, this is kind of the room we want. This is the room that we want. There we go. English. Look, it kind of looks cool on the auto map, huh? It kind of looks like a... I don't know, like an alien skull or some shit. Like, it looks like an elephant skull, doesn't it? That's kind of what an elephant skull looks like. That's badass. Alright, Mastodon. Never put enemies in at the start, because it's like what I said about the thing with details, right? Too many. If you start like hunkering down on a room and putting details in, you'll be there for fucking hours, and then you'll never finish the level and you'll get burnt out. So I never want to make like straight corridors, if you know what I mean. I always try to make my corridors a little bit, give them a bit of an angle, and then a good thing to do is to, if you merge all of like, if you merge a whole sector like this and then you build the verticality later, I find that it tends to look a bit better. So we want an interior step here. So actually, no, we still want to use the exterior, because this is technically an outdoor zone still. Just because it has a roof doesn't mean that it's, you know, because this would count as an outdoor plaza because it doesn't have any doors like separating it. So we want to make it like a kind of a room, and then it leads into here, and we can have some bad guys, but we're going to build a bit of verticality here. So, yeah, people say that Doom is a 2D game, but verticality is really important in making like a fun, good level, I find. Is that a weird looking stair? I think that stair looks alright. I think there's nothing wrong with it, really. Maybe that's not enough stair, though. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there should be a bit more stair. Yeah, one more as a treat. And then we can have this room kind of have like a cool, like low ceiling type situation. So what I'm thinking is that the north end of the plaza should have some kind of door, like some like locked thing, right? That kind of incentivizes you to explore the other areas. So we can actually, I'm making a set of 2 funnels for the plaza. So if we, hang on, like this, you see what I'm doing? Like, this will make it so that there's these 2 side bits, and then we're gonna make another kind of mini plaza just to the north of this. So if we, that's kind of a cool shape, I like that. I really should have picked a different default texture before I started doing all of this, do you know what I mean? Like, I've kind of, this is gonna be like Crate World. We can pick a new default texture, it's not too late, because it'll be really easy to reflect it right now. These star ones are quite good though. Startan gets a bad rap, but I think it looks really good actually. I actually really like the way that Startan looks. That, if you see what I mean, it's a nice shade of brown, and it kind of has that cool, like, science fiction base kind of look to it. But the issue with it is that there isn't like a good, like one of these types where it's just you know? Because I've got different plans for these 2 rooms now, I'm gonna set the door track. There it is. Right, making a door, really easy in Doom. You just set the ceiling down like that. Always make sure to lower unpeg the door track, otherwise it will move with the thing and it just looks terrible. So what we're gonna do is get the texture for this one. And actually it's recommended that you do that and then Okay, doors. This one's good. This one's good. Yeah, that one's kind of a good one. The only thing is that it is quite tricky because I'm thinking of a texture and I know that it doesn't exist, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a texture that I want and I just know that it doesn't exist in the game. Like, it's from Back to Saturn X or something, which obviously proceeds Doom. See, this is the hardest bit. This is always the hardest bit for me, is finding a good wall texture that doesn't look like weird. Oh. Okay, maybe for another area that stucco would look quite good. I just thought it doesn't have to be like a space base. It can be kind of like a weird See, when I started making this level, the plan was that it was going to be kind of like a what would you call it? Like, you know, like the Federation base in Star Trek, if you catch my drift. But I think it would actually be a bit cooler if it was a bit more rustic. I think that would be quite good. So if we have like a brick thing and then inside we can use the stucco texture, because I've never made like a, what would you call it? Like a kind of a rustic level like this. So see, this is what they should have done, you know. In Doom, there aren't really any kind of like modern day Earth doors. They're all like wacky space doors, but there are like kind of old Mesopotamian style like stucco stuff. But they didn't do it the other way around, so hang on. That's quite good. I quite like that, having it kind of... See what I mean? Where it's like two, it's like twice. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Actually, with this, we can... Oh, that's cute. We can make... Okay. We can make this quite cozy, actually. Oh, you're gonna love this when you see what I'm doing. Hang on. Okay, mid-texture. And we're gonna find that kind of medieval-looking grate thing. Yeah, the mid bars. We want to get rid of the textures on this, I think. I think this is how you do it. There is a way to do it in the Boom engine, but I think I want to make it more like vanilla style, because a lot of level editors do it like this. So, and oh, okay, right, yeah, we need to do something about that for sure. We want to create the illusion that this is like kind of like a lobby area, or like a, you know, like that kind of, when you go into a house, there's that bit that's kind of, you know what I mean? I can't really describe it right now, but so if we make it like that, and then this is my favorite trick, you do that, and then it creates the illusion that it kind of cuts off. If you're a Doom mapper and you know how to make it so that, you know, like when you delete textures off something, when you make a new sector, I don't want it to automatically map textures to these. I just want to leave them blank. If there's a way to do that, I would actually love to know. Thank you. So please get in touch. Doom mapping experts. You'll see in a minute what I'm doing with this. I'm gonna make it so that this is like an outdoorsy area. Put texture here. And then... Actually, right, so what's gonna be bad here? I'm gonna show you. If I turn to look... Hang on. Look. You can see that, oh, that is just like a flat plane of grass. We're gonna cover up this, this cliff, this kind of edge of the world with trees. Hopefully, see what I mean in a minute. If I put enough trees in, we have to be careful though. Okay, I'm gonna limit it to a maximum of 3 big trees and then 3 small trees. And then if that doesn't work, we'll have to figure out another method of, yeah, you can still kind of see it. Okay. Oh, I've got an idea. Oh, why didn't I think of this? This is a classic. This is a classic technique. If you've got an issue with the illusion has been broken kind of thing. So, no, hang on. It needs to be a bit cleaner than that. So, And then you make it go... 2 of each is good. Yeah, I think I went a bit overkill last time. Right, watch this. This is gonna fucking blow your mind. What you want to do is you want to make it so that you can't see the floor. That's usually the way to get the best effect. So, if you go to outdoors and then... depending on what kind of area you want, you can either pick ash floor or this really nice looking rock texture. And then, this is something I should have done a while ago, is block monster, impassable, secret, and then the rest of this, you have to make it, hang on. See what I'm doing in a minute is, any area that you can't get to, you, in order to maintain transparency with the player, you need to maintain that you cannot go there. And the best way to do that is to make the line defs invisible on the auto map. So if we get rid of that, hang on, I forgot to get rid of the texture. Wait, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is so annoying, and it will just randomly redo itself at any point. Right, okay, there's no water thing. There's no waterfall in the stock Doom 2, so we're gonna make it like nasty, like toxic runoff instead. A lot of like, if you're making like vanilla style maps, a really big part of what you're doing is compromise. There is a lot of compromises you have to make, because there will be a lot of times where you want a texture of something and it just doesn't exist in the stock game. Obviously the best solution is to get like a texture pack or something, and then make a little pool here, so that, make it go in, oh whoops, hang on, and then do that making it go in thing for this, like that, select, check it out. Now I've got like a cool like piece of scenery. This is a good way to make it's a good way of making a level feel less like a level and more like a place that you're visiting, which is what I really like. Like, my favorite Doom levels are all ones that kind of look like places, if you know what I mean. Like, a good Doom level should kind of feel like there's some kind of location outside of the place that you're fighting demons in. So we've gone from like this, which obviously isn't fooling anyone, and now we've got like this kind of, you see what I mean? Like, you can see outside that something's going on. We can add more to this later, maybe as we've like added more to the level, but look, you kind of, do you see what I mean? Like, it kind of adds a bit of flavor to it. It's probably all I can fit right now for today, but yeah, we're gonna make it like a series of this. I think we're gonna make a series of making Doom levels, because this is gonna be fun, I think. And I might actually finish a level for once in my life. Okay, I guess I'll see you in the next part. We can work on this plaza a bit more, maybe.